The bold and the beautiful spoilers for the week of January 27 to 31 reveal that Carter Walton and Daphne Rose will celebrate once they make this collaboration official. It'll bring some close moments as Daphne purrs to Carter about how happy she is to be working together. Carter and Daphne might even pop open a bottle of bubbly at Daphne's request. Daphne and Carter could toast to this successful partnership, so we'll see where Hope Logan fits in all this. Could Hope find herself feeling like an outsider looking in? Hope might spy Carter and Daphne having a little private party for two, so maybe she could witness some flirting and end up taken aback. Of course, Hope might stuff down any jealousy and tell herself there's nothing to worry about. Carter will no doubt do some celebrating with Hope at some point too, so she might push aside any concerns that bubble up about Daphne. However, Steffy Forrester will become increasingly convinced that her plan is working like a charm. The closer Daphne pulls Carter, the more Steffy's going to believe that she can pull off her scheme. It seems likely Steffy will mess with Hope's head along the way. Steffy could play mind games and add to Hope's insecurities about Daphne as the storyline moves forward, so stay tuned for updates on the next phase of her plot. Meanwhile, fans will see the aftermath of the paternity reveal in Leigh Finnegan's office. It looks like Leigh will reel over the news that Jack Finnegan isn't Luna Nozawa's bio dad after all, but who is her real father. Based on some of the clues B and B's offered, our predictions hint that John Finn Finnegan may be Luna's father instead. A wild explanation could be brewing from Poppy Nozawa eventually, so don't miss all the shockers to come. Finally, there could be more close calls brewing at Bill Spencer's mansion. How long will it take for Luna to get busted on house arrest? Will all the paternity drama lead to Bill's secret coming out? The bold and the beautiful spoilers say the week of January 27 to 31 will bring sneaky moves and jaw-dropping developments. We'll have other exciting bold and the beautiful spoilers, predictions, updates, and news to check out, so stop by often for more B and B info. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Soap Spectrum. I am Emily here. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Keep watching, so let's dive into today's video. The bold and the beautiful spoilers reveal that for once, Poppy Nozawa seems to be telling the truth, and so does Jack Finnegan. Although Leigh Finnegan thinks Jack and Poppy had an affair that resulted in Luna Nozawa's conception, their denials were quite believable. Of course, the way B and B is dragging this out also feels like a huge clue. It would be weird and pointless to spend so many episodes building up to confirmation that Leigh is right. That wouldn't be a big reveal, since Leigh has already been screeching about Luna being Poppy and Jack's love child. The logical shocker here is for the show to expose that Jack is not Luna's bio dad, which could bring one final twist in this lengthy storyline. Once Leigh jabs Jack and forces him into a paternity test, she'll anxiously await the results. However, what happens next depends on what type of paternity results Leigh ends up with. If Leigh uses a simple paternity kit that either confirms yes or no, she may be left with lingering questions about who Luna's father is. If there's an actual DNA percentage, Leigh could wind up even more confused, at least initially. That's because there's a good chance that John Finn Finnegan is Luna's bio dad. Jack shares DNA with Finn, so he could be a partial match for Luna and leave Leigh's wheels turning. During Finn's first year of college, he lived with his parents and had a close connection to Poppy. Since Poppy was living under the same roof and bonded with Finn during that time, there's always been speculation among fans that they might have hooked up. That's certainly still an option to consider, but there's a bit of a problem since Finn has never given any indication that anything inappropriate happened. Finn doesn't treat Aunt Poppy like a former flame, not to mention the thought that he could be Luna's father has never crossed his mind. You'd think if Finn was smart enough to become a doctor, he'd add up the possibility that he could be Luna's biological father. It's possible that Finn doesn't remember the hookup if drugs and booze were involved, which would add a terrible layer to an already terrible story. That said, Poppy used to tell Luna that she was made from love, which doesn't fit for her mother taking advantage of Finn under the influence. Could there be another explanation? One that could save Poppy from the disgusting revelation that she slept with her drugged and barely legal adoptive nephew. What if Finn made a sperm donation once upon a time that Poppy somehow received? There might be some way for B&B writers to smooth things over so that Poppy doesn't look so awful in the end. They could always tweak some past details to make whatever explanation they want work now. Regardless, it seems like the jig is almost up for Poppy, who may finally have to come clean and share the real story of how Luna was conceived. We know Finn and Steffy Forrester have a major obstacle on the horizon, so that obstacle could be Luna's paternity once the truth comes to light. Our predictions hint that Finn's desire to step up for Luna could cause issues with Steffy. In other words, the show has offered up enough hints to make us believe that Finn's going to be Luna's bayo dad. It's just a matter of how B&B will make the big picture come together. The bold and the beautiful spoilers say Luna's paternity will be proven sooner or later, so stay tuned for updates on the stunning news that may be headed Finn's way. We'll have all the hottest, bold, and the beautiful spoilers, predictions, news, and updates you need, so make us your go-to source. The bold and the beautiful rumor mill has been hinting another murder will rock Los Angeles soon, and everyone assumed that Luna Nozawa would be responsible. After all, she's already got a couple kills under her belt, but new B&B spoilers hint Luna could actually be the person who is killed. Here's what's coming up next on the CBS soap. Keep reading for all the details. The bold and the beautiful spoilers, Luna Nozawa in danger. Bill Spencer is playing a dangerous game on Bold and Beautiful by keeping Luna's release a secret. Her life is literally in Bill's hands, and if he wants to keep her alive, he has to keep her hidden. Once news gets out that Luna Nozawa has been released from prison, there will be a line of people outside the mansion with pitchforks demanding justice for her victims. Shayla Carter was close to Tom and Hollis. She may decide to avenge her former staff members. The bold and the beautiful spoilers say the walls are closing in on Bill Spencer, and it will only be a matter of time before Luna is discovered lurking in the shadows at his house. Since Bill opted to keep Luna Nozawa's release a secret, whoever finds her is going to be scared to death. Imagine thinking a killer is sitting in prison and then finding her hiding under Bill Spencer's bed. B&B spoilers. Liam Spencer's shocking discovery. Rumor has it Liam Spencer could be the one who stumbles across her ex-sister. If Liam accidentally finds Luna hiding in a closet, his first instinct is going to be that she is armed and dangerous and escaped from prison. Of course, Liam will defend himself and try to take her out before she takes him out. Will Bill Spencer have to call Poppy Nozawa and explain that he signed Luna out from prison and his son accidentally killed her? Do you think that Luna is in danger because Bill isn't telling anyone she is there, or is she in just as much danger? Let us know what you think in the comments below, and keep checking back here on Celebrating the Soaps for more B&B spoilers and news. Hope Logan and Carter Walton spent years working together at Forrester Creations without a hint of interest in one another outside of work. Their private lives never intersected, and they appeared to have zero chemistry. Then Carter paid a little bit of attention to Hope, and absolutely everything changed, not just for themselves, but also for everyone around them. The bold and the beautiful spoilers. The sparks were there at first. When Carter first turned his attention in Hope's direction, it actually made sense. These two people had been under each other's nose for so long, and sudden, it was like a switch was flipped, and they both saw each other differently. The old friend's first thing happens in real life all the time. Hope and Carter were throwing around some sparks, and they were both completely available for a change. After loads of putting each other on a verbal pedestal, They ended up on the floor in front of Hope's fireplace and lots of other places. B&B spoilers, the takeover. Not long after hitting Hope's bearskin rug, these two began focusing on the horrors of work. Hope suffering at the hands of Steffy Forrester's continuous grudge, Carter's ideas being diminished by Ridge Forrester and Eric Forrester, the overall treatment of the Logans. Carter eventually presented paperwork, and an unsuspecting Ridge and Steffy literally signed the Forrester LLC over to him, leaving Carter in full control of the company. Hope's line was reinstated, her mother, Brooke Logan, was named the new CEO, and most of the Forrester family exited immediately. The bold and the beautiful spoilers, a new and seemingly conditional kind of love. Hope and Carter appear to be devoted to each other as they try to figure out how to run Forrester Creations, but there is one huge problem. The only thing that binds them now is work, a common goal of beating the Forresters at their own game. They profess their love for each other often, but it is starting to feel very conditional. Carter has allowed Steffy to return in the role of president of the country. Hope didn't challenge his decision, but she clearly doesn't agree with it. It's the first of what will likely be many cracks in their relationship over the next few weeks. How long do you think that this romance will last? At the hospital, Lai wants Penelope to admit it. She sensed something off about her, a sense of shame, when she was staying with them. She didn't want to believe that Jack would cheat on her, but then the whole Sheila thing came up. You weren't anything special, Penelope. You were just one of many. She accuses her sister of knowing all along that her husband was Luna's father. That's why you wanted to keep it a secret, because Luna's father is Jack. At Bill's place, Luna tells Bill she'd do anything to stay there and not go back to jail. He tells her she needs to slow down and follow the rules. From outside, Liam's voice calls out and asks if Bill is home. Bill tells Luna to scram and then answers the door. Liam asks why the door was locked. It's never locked. Bill argues that he occasionally locks the door. Liam reminds him he never does. That's why he has security. Is something going on? At the Cliff House, Steffy can't believe Finn took her up on a secret afternoon tryst. They tease each other and canoodle. She knows he's been trying to get her to stop thinking about the coup, but she has news for him. I'm back at Forrester Creations. Finn presumes this has to do with her plan and her friend Daphne. Steffy confirms she's about to put her plan in motion and take the company back from Hope and Carter. They sit, and Finn figures the less he knows, the better. Steffy assures him good will triumph over evil. She remarks that she showed restraint with Hope earlier, and he's proud of her. He notes that one good thing came out of all this: her parents are back together. Steffy never would have wished for this in a million years, but the greatest thing came from it. Her father's eyes were finally opened to a woman willing to stand by him. And it wasn't Brooke. Finn cuddles his wife and recaps that Ridge has finally realized Taylor is the one for him. Devotion is something they know all too well. They kiss. At the hospital, Lee continues pushing for Poppy to come clean. My ex-husband is Luna's father. Lai recaps that they opened up their home to her, but she set her sights on her husband. Poppy protests. Lai remarks on how close she and Jack were, and recalls that when she announced her pregnancy, she wouldn't tell anyone who the father was. She should just admit the truth. Just then, Jack walks in and tells Lai he got her message. Lee snarks, just in time. Jack greets Poppy and Lai tells him to cut the crap and refers to their dirty little secret. In Lai's office, Jack asks, "Dirty little secret?" Lee says it's something she felt for a long time, during their entire marriage. She knew something was going on in their home right under her nose. Jack doesn't know what she's talking about. Lai snaps, "Oh, sure you don't. Neither does she." Jack still doesn't know what she's talking about. He cheated on her with Sheila and paid for that by losing their marriage. Lai cries that she got her son from that. She would take that betrayal over this any day. Jack can't understand what could be worse than that. Lai says, You have Jack. With her, my own sister. At Bill's place, Liam thinks something is up with his father. Bill plays dumb. Liam points out he's questioning him, and he's not even yelling at him. He's been isolating himself, and Liam wants to know what's going on. Luna eavesdrops as Bill tries to convince Liam him working from home is a good thing. It means he trusts him. Liam knows how much he loves being in his office, his kingdom. So I'm asking you, is everything ok? Liam goes on that he's worried about Bill, who is slowly turning himself into a hermit. Bill protests, that's an exaggeration. Liam says it's not. Bill complains that he needs me time. Liam explodes at the additional weirdness. Who talks like that? Bill tells his son he has everything under control. Liam asks, you have what under control? He asks if there's a situation Bill is dealing with right now. Bill says no, and insists he's misreading what's going on. It's just, I'm realizing there are other things to focus on in life besides work. Liam groans, it's Luna. At the Cliff House, Steffy and Finn continue to talk about her parents, and why she fell for a man with a divided heart, much like her father when she grew up. Finn tells her she and the kids are his world. Steffy appreciates this about him, as well as how supportive he's been of her mom. Finn teases about Taylor living with them, and Steffy thinks she'll move in with her dad. She wonders about Finn's parents. Will they ever reunite? Finn thinks that ship has sailed. Steffy says he doesn't talk about them, or what it was like growing up. Finn thinks it's sad they got divorced, but he sees both sides. Finn says his dad did his mom wrong, and he can't think of what would hurt his mother more than the lie he told about how he was born. In Lai's office, Jack tells his ex-wife he was hopeful when he got her text. He thought finally they'd made some progress, but it's the same old paranoid lie. He figures the two of them were having some kind of argument, and he got dragged into it. Poppy tells him she told her they didn't sleep together. Jack feels bad for Poppy. Lai was always so hard on her. Lai hisses at him to stop. She can't stand listening to him defend her sister. She tells him she did a paternity test on Luna and Tom wasn't the father. Just say the words, you had an affair. They betrayed her in the worst way possible and created another love child for Jack. Luna is your daughter. Steffy is one of the toughest women on The Bold and the Beautiful. She doesn't shy from sharing her brutally honest feelings about the Logans. But when it comes to her father, Ridge, she's too soft on him. It's time for her to stop making excuses for him. On the Tuesday, January 21 episode of B&B, Steffy had a deep conversation with her husband. Finn, the two talked about their parents' love lives. Steffy is still stuck on that childhood fantasy of her parents getting back together. She believes their family is whole when Tridge is united. Steffy claimed that her father wasn't there for her when she was a young kid. She rewrote history by saying that he was too busy either chasing Brooke or Taylor, when, in actuality, it was Taylor who wasn't around for much of Steffy's life. She was constantly in and out of her children's lives because she couldn't handle Ridge being with Brooke. Taylor missed out on important events and milestones, yet Ridge was there for every one of them. Steffy claimed he didn't support her like she wanted him to, but she's glad he's siding with her now. She also revealed to Finn that the trauma she had from her father's undivided heart was what drew her to Liam. Now she has a committed man in her life and wants the same for her mom. Steffy went through all this pain in her life because of her father. She doesn't realize he caused the Logan Forrester wars. Ridge is also the reason why she had messy and complicated romantic relationships. Steffy cuts her father too much slack. She should be tougher on him. It's okay for her to have a critical and nuanced opinion about Ridge, including his love life. It wouldn't hurt their relationship. In fact, it would make their father-daughter bond even stronger. Steffy would finally outgrow this childhood fantasy of wanting the perfect family. It would also encourage Ridge to mature and move on from his waffling ways. Both of them need to heal and grow. Shockingly, Hope has done something that Steffy has never done before, and that's declaring her mother deserves better than Ridge. It's time for Steffy to do the same.